Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the High Moving Podcast, and Gilbert was on Shannon Sharpe's NightCap. They do their weekly episode on Wednesdays, discussing mainly basketball, and of course, they talked about Doc Rivers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Right? Doc Rivers is now 0-2 as a head coach, and Gil brings up a very good point, man. You know, a lot of people have this misconception that Doc Rivers is this defensive type of coach, right? I never thought that, but Gil breaks this down in this clip I'm about to show y'all, and we'll talk about it when I get back.
Your problem with Adrian Griffin was no defense, but Doc's history is he doesn't have defense. He don't have defensive schemes. Every team he went to had a great defensive team, and then over the years they slipped under Doc. That is his history, right? Yeah, he had Boston for that great year where they came in and Kevin Garnett, a defensive player, came in. You got Ray Allen. They had a great group of defensive players. And then from there, you slid defensively. Who you were in Orlando, horrible defensively. When you finished with the Clippers, when Clippers got great at defense, who did they bring in? Paul George, defensive players, Kawhi, a defensive player. So those two players automatically made the team a better defensive team. Right. You, as a coach, don't have defensive schemes. You're not a defensive coach, right? When you went to Philly, I'm sorry, but your point guard that was 6'11" was all first team defense. Right. Embiid was a defensive player, so you inherited defense, right? So you go in there with this defensive, there's nothing in your history that says you're very great at defense. I'm sorry to point it out.
So that was Gilbert's take on Doc Rivers and defense, right? When you peel it back, he goes back to his days in Boston and he's like, defense, you know, you had Kevin Garnett, you had Ray Allen 3-and-D, Kevin Garnett, a hard-nosed defensive power forward, right? I mean, then you go to the Clippers, right? Did Lob City really have defense? No. Chris Paul in his younger days was a good defender, but he was small, right? Okay. DeAndre Jordan did play. He was a good. He tried. He was a blocker. He was a rim protector, and that was it. That was pretty much the defense, right? Then you get Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, great wing defenders, right? Then he goes to Philadelphia, and you have Joel Embiid, and he mentions that 6'11" guy who was an All NBA defender, whatever, and Ben Simmons, right? So So Gil is absolutely right. Like, what defensive schemes, philosophy does Doc Rivers have, right? What is Doc Rivers' thumbprint on defense, right? When he doesn't have the elite defensive players, what is his system? You know, and Gil pointed out that he ain't got no system. So, you know, they're complaining with Adrian Griffin about defense and everything like that when he's a head coach. Well, what exactly is Doc going to expect? You know, or what is Doc's imprint going to be on his team defensively? Which player on that team is going to be one of their lockdown defenders? Now, I can understand if they never traded for Dame and they had Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday covered a lot of different things on the perimeter defensively for them. You don't have that. You know, Jrue Holiday was their best on-ball defender. Now Boston has him, right? So, you know, Doc Rivers being this defensive coach and the Milwaukee Bucks thinking that, you know, let's bring in Doc Rivers, this veteran coach. You know, he's coached all these Hall of Fame players and whatnot. But what does Doc Rivers, what does he really bring to the table is the real question here. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna find out this season. Like I said in my last video about Doc Rivers last night, the spotlight is on him. This is gonna be massive for him. And I'm shocked that the Bucks were in talks of giving him a $40 million extension. So I believe he's gonna coach his team for the foreseeable future until 2027 or whatever, for the tune of $40 million. Crazy. What is he bringing to the table? Now, if he wins a championship with his team and they're playing defense and they're still giving up 120 points a game, okay, then cool. You won a championship. You validated bringing in Doc to get you over the hump. But like I said before, and I'll keep saying again, I will not bet on that. And Gilbert Arenas is absolutely right on the money, man. Let me know what y'all think about what Gilbert Arenas says about flaming up Doc Rivers being a defensive coach, right? Crazy. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.